What's up, everybody, and welcome to Kush
and Coffee with High Heels
and Verizstyle shae.
Hey. So today, I think we have a really deep topic. I wanted us to kind of step outside of the regular love and relationship, and let's really talk about some things about life. So, our question for today is, do you think it is beneficial to seek revenge when somebody has done you wrong?
No.
No, I agree. No,
Really?
I agree. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I just feel like I'd be vengeful, huh? I just feel like I'd be the one that want to seek revenge on motherfuckers. No.
I mean, my thing is you would want to seek revenge because, I mean, we all have that little thing in our mind that's like, oh, I just got to stump on this snake. I got to just cut it off, period. Like, I have to do something to make myself feel better. Like, is it always better? Because we experience different things every day in our lives that makes us want to have revenge, even if it's really little.
Yeah, because the question is, does it make you feel better? So let's see. Now, we both agree, no, it's not good to seek revenge. I don't think it's beneficial. And the reason why is because you don't need to seek revenge on anybody. The universe always gets somebody. Your karma always comes back around. And I think that when you try to push against what the universe is going to do naturally, I feel like it has a negative response. So if you just sit back a little bit, you observe. Now, I'm not saying be completely passive. You know what I'm saying? If you see a window that you can jump out of to maybe let something be settled or let judgment happen, go ahead and jump out the window. But if it means that you're now trying to be conniving yourself, you're having to lie or scheme or, you know what I'm saying? I think that kind of, it compromises you. So now you're just going to dive into the same negative karma that they just dived into.
Well, I feel like with having the revenge thing, even if you don't do it, you know what I'm saying, by default, sometimes you end up having revenge on somebody on accident.
Yeah.
Like
but that's
it happens.
though. But that's but the accident, it's not an accident. It's like the universe. Like, you did it for me. I didn't have to do nothing. I don't ever have to do nothing. That's really my thing in real life. Like, I feel like I don't never have to do nothing back to nobody.
But people always feel like, oh, I have to because I'm still hurting. Like, people don't know how to heal from broken things because sometimes it's what they've already been through in their past, like when they were children, you know, to now, or they just are not strong enough within themselves. So they just, you know, end up doing stupid things and end up in prison.
Yeah, no, I do know what you mean. I think that, because we will say that there are people who, they feel, so we've talked about the people, us included, that feel like you don't need to seek revenge. Like, it's not beneficial to seek revenge. But the people that do feel that it's beneficial, they are people like that, where I think it's a lot of hurt people. And so the way that people react when they are hurt people, it's like a child.
Yes.
Like, you lash out. But also, I think that we, especially in our community, we have built people who feel like if you do not lash back, that's weak. So it's looked at as being weak if you're not seeking revenge when someone has done you wrong.
Being weak. I think a lot of times, a lot of men get that. And that's when their egos come into place. Because it's like women, I mean, I'm not trying to seem like I'm, you know, men and women, you know, this argument, but we do handle things a little differently, you know. There are women that will do some crazy stuff to you for revenge. And then there are men that, you know, let their egos get the best of them and they don't allow things to let go because they feel like, oh, well, I'm the man. I should be able to handle this. Ain't nobody gonna do this to me and get away with it. You know what I'm saying? But women, they'll be mad and might cuss a girl out or something. They might have some revenge. But
oh, yeah, no, they're gonna get revenge.
They're gonna get revenge.
Yeah, I think that it's just, I don't want to talk like negative. This isn't a negative, but it is something with the Black community. Yeah, that we are kind of like raised to have to get that get back. Like, that's always something I've noticed. Like, all my friends, like, I'm African, so my parents kind of raised me a little different. They had a different perspective. So, like, if somebody hit me, my parents didn't teach me to hit back. They taught me to tell because they're like, if you hit back, you're gonna get in trouble too. But most of my friends grew up, their parents was like, if somebody hit you, you better hit their ass back. If you don't whoop their ass, I'm gonna whoop your ass.
Oh, dang.
Yes. I have friends who grew up with that. But that's just to say, with our community, that's how we are brought up for the most part. If somebody does something to you, you better seek revenge.
And that's kind of how it is in people's adulthood too. That's why people end up in prison, or people end up in cases where they can't even get out of because they just have to prove a point. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes proving a point is not necessary. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's like it triggers something in people's minds to where they can't let it go. It's like, I have to do this, and then I will really feel better about myself. But why?
Well, do you feel like it is associated to you as a spiritual person, like your spirituality?
Yes.
Because, like, with the whole deciding...
Not religion, people.
Yes, your spirituality. Totally different. One is man-made and one is real.
Exactly.
But, I mean...
yeah, because if you're not, like I said before, if you're not strong, if you're not mentally stable enough, you will fall into a place where it's like, forget everything I know, forget what is right. This is what I feel. My emotions are greater than what everything else is right now. And emotions get you messed up. So you have to think more logically than emotional, especially in this time, in this world, because it's crazy out here.
Yeah.
Now, if you know, something happens, somebody, look, I can't lie, if somebody kills somebody in my family, like my mom or something like that, yeah, this is going to be a different type of feeling. You know what I'm saying? But...
Well, I think that it really does have like a spiritual connection, I feel like, because even just to go back to that example, we're going to go on a tangent here. Though I did, my nephew, he was murdered. And he was 22. Really good kid, like just a great young man. And the interesting part was that none of us wanted retribution like that.
Really?
Like, none of us was like, somebody needs to go kill. Like, nobody felt that, because when you're in that moment and someone's taking something like that from you, like, revenge doesn't seem even like a clear option because of what else you're going through. So I think that it's really connected to your spiritual body when you want to seek revenge, because most people who are a little bit more settled spiritually, they don't choose that. And I realized, even for myself, like, when people have done something to me and I've been like, oh, I'm gonna get that motherfucking bitch back. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, no, because then what happens is you become someone that you're not.
Yes.
You start to get into low vibrational thoughts and actions and what's the word I'm looking for? You start to embody a low vibrational vibe. Yes. And when you embody that vibe, you continuously are not perpetuating low vibes for yourself. You lowering yourself. You're attracting low vibrational things. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is case in point. Revenge. Now, I began to use the word bitch and hoe to refer to people that I did not like. And I constantly did. I would say because I was having issues with women, and I wanted, like, I was just starting to get that vengeful energy where you feel like I gotta get them back, these bitches, these hoes. And the very words that I was using to refer to them was a word that got me kind of fucked over, because I called the wrong person a bitch. Ooh. You feel me? But see, had I not involved myself in that low vibrational language, I would have never got myself fucked up like that. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that seeking revenge, had I not cared about seeking revenge, had I not cared about getting back, had I not cared about what they were doing, if I had just kept at my higher vibration and I gave a fuck, like, that word wouldn't have hit me like that. So I just think that that's important. Like, when you're thinking revenge, I think it's definitely, like, associated to your spiritual body, to your vibrations. So it's like, with the Black community, if we are raising ourselves with that kind of low vibrational thought, think about what we're doing to ourselves as a community.
Well, it's a routine pattern, though. If you have friends that are like that, and that's all you see and that's all you know, that's how you're gonna react. So some people don't even know about low and high vibrations. You know what I'm saying? So they still they're stuck in this mindset of, I don't care, that stuff is fake, or what is that, or I ain't never taught that. I don't know what you're talking about. So it's like, but you have to be able to open up your mind to know about these things in order to be a better person and not want to have revenge on people. But people are so, like, ignorant in our community, especially depending on where you're raised. They don't want to know, because all I'm thinking about right now is, you hurt me. I don't care. You can be my mama, you can be my daddy. You hurt me. So I'm going to get revenge on you regardless of who and what you are.
I'm going to hurt you back.
I'm going to hurt you back.
I'm going to hurt you back. Hurt people.
Even if you're my grandma. That's how they think.
Damn.
And that's grandma? The thing. But when you set yourself away from those friends that don't even know nothing about that, that don't even, you know what I'm saying, want to learn and want to grow, you're going to be stuck in this pattern because that's all you know. You've never been opened up to anything new. You know, so now revenge is all you got.
Yo, shit.
Yeah.
Yes. No, that's real. Because that's yeah. And I've seen people with that mentality where revenge is all you got. Like, I need to get that get back. Even when it starts to seem irrational. Even with, if you realize, like, this is not even logical. It's just for on GP, like, I gotta get that get back.
Because you got to be willing to want to know. You got to be willing to want to change, you know. But like you said, if you don't, the universe is going to take care of you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And if you don't understand what the universe means, that's just God. You know what I'm saying? Period. Everything around you, you know. But people don't want to know those things. They don't care to, because it's my emotions right now. That's what's important to me. You know. So
let's talk about this high vibration, low vibration.
Let's do that.
Yeah, I think so, because I feel like if we're going to talk about the high vibrational or low vibrational vibes or actions, then let's discuss what it is. So I'll say, for instance, I love her. Like,
I was covering up my little sticker at the bottom.
That's why I was like, what is she doing? It's always something, but I digress. With the high vibes versus the low vibes. Okay, so when we talk about low vibes, I feel like it's rooted in the ego. Okay, and I feel that a lot of what we do as our culture surrounds itself by ego. We are bred to thrive in our ego. And our ego also is associated with our pain body. So we act out of pain a lot. That's why we need the revenge. That's why we have to. And I do believe, on a side note, that the reason why the Black community needs revenge like that, and why we are I wish you motherfucker would type of community, is because look at what we've been through in our country. And we've never really gotten true retribution for the things that were done to us. It's almost like you kind of like, I just know from looking at my husband's family and the difference from my family, like from an African family to an African American family. Like, African American families really, they're not going to let nobody get over on them. Nobody's going to, it's like almost like embedded in us from slavery and from
But I think it's still mixed. It's okay. People might hate me for saying this, but some of it is kind of our fault. Not slavery, none of that. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying how we are today. Like, because it's like, we never really got revenge on white people or whoever put us in slavery. We never really fought back. You know what I'm saying? They've always still beaten on us until this day, right? So we're like, but we're putting revenge on our own people is my problem. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, the white man, he can take my tax, he can do this to me, he can put my brother in jail, blah, 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 blah. But when my sister crossed me or something, it's time for me to sting you. But we ain't stinging these lawyers. We ain't stinging these people that really don't care about us. These people that are fake. These fake Black people that don't really like Black people. You know what I'm saying? We don't put that same energy into the other people, but we put it into our sisters and brothers. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we're messed up, and that's why we want so much revenge, because of that Jim Crow law, that Willie Lynch letter, blacks against light skin against dark skin, colorism, and it's been like that. Don't like your own sister or brother if they look like they're better than you. Like,
why?
And it's been like that, and it's still like that to this day. So we're still fighting against our own kind, and that's why we never get along. And that's why people move to the interracial thing. I'm not saying interracial dating is wrong, whatever, but people move out of what they're used to something different because they think it's something better, but it's really not.
Right. It's really not. Yeah.
Why are you putting revenge on your own people?
Right. But so I feel like, though, a way to break that cycle is when you see that there are a lot of community that are becoming more spiritually in tune.
A lot of them are.
Because once you become spiritually in tune, you raise from the lower vibrational stuff. So also other lower vibrational stuff is like politics, it's religion, it's all of the shit that you see like on the news and all that kind of stuff. Exactly. And so once you start to see the matrix for what it is, and then you start to evolve, you start to be in a higher vibration where certain things don't really matter to you no more. So
that's
once
true.
So it's like, if you start to raise that vibration, if somebody cut you off, like, it really don't matter, because you are at a place where you know that I'm going to be wherever I'm going to be at the time I'm supposed to be there. Nobody cut me off. Nobody stopped me from what I'm supposed to do. Maybe them cutting me off is something I needed to happen. Maybe I needed to slow down. So it's like, once you hide, like, if you elevate your vibration, you start to not seek revenge for a lot of things, because a lot of things don't really bother you no more, because you see that it really doesn't matter.
Right. So, I'm still here.
Right. So as a culture, I feel that we should higher our vibration a little bit.
Yes.
And I see that we are doing that, actually. Like, we're doing that so much. I will say in Atlanta.
Definitely in
Atlanta
Definitely.
itself, I came back to this city after being gone for 3 years. People are vegan. People meditate. People are into Reiki. People are into crystals. They understand to smudge their house. They understand to open the windows when they motherfucking smudge their house. Please, if you burn sage, open your fucking windows and your doors. Please, because all you're going to do is have that negative shit just feeding up in your house. So,
but for real, because I'm from Missouri and I didn't know nothing about none of this stuff really until I moved here. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm like, it depends on where you're from, where you live, and because. I mean, sure, your friends, you know, my friends didn't teach me nothing about this. I learned from just other people, you know what I'm saying, or just praying, or having had a long time with God finally by myself without distractions. So it's like, all right, now I know. I mean, I've never been a person that wanted to have revenge against people. I just let things happen anyway. But just being careful with that and understanding that you do need some type of spiritual guidance to be a better individual when it comes to you know, having revenge on people, because that's fine too. You're letting the devil use you.
Yes, and plus what they say is what a tangled web we weave when trying to deceive. And when you try to seek revenge, you start to see yourself letting go of a lot of your morals and your values.
Yes.
And once you start to see a person that functions that way, it's like, it's miserable. Like, it's real miserable.
Misery loves company.
Yes, honey. Yes.
And I'm not trying to be miserable.
No.
But it's like everybody's so sensitive now to where they're letting the littlest things get the best of them to where they're losing themselves. And that's why they want to have revenge. So
yes.
The whole key thing is to just get your spirit together.
Get your spirit right. Because you ain't gonna need no revenge. Now, let's talk about the other side of this though.
Oh.
Now, as we've just talked about all of this, and it is really great to not seek revenge, to let the universe work, being or more of a high vibration, there is always going to need balance though.
Yeah.
The universe always needs some sort of balance. And I think that sometimes though, it is one thing to not seek revenge, but you do want to know when it's time to stand up for yourself though.
Oh yeah.
Like ultimately, like, so I just want to actually add that little segue there, that I don't want to seek revenge, but in the same breath, I will stand up for myself if need be. And it's not necessarily revenge. It's just that sometimes you do have to check people. Sometimes
yes, you do. You do.
Someone know what's going on, but as long as it's aligned, though. Like,
as long as I'm not killing you, then you're okay.
I wouldn't do that though. You'd probably haunt me.
As long as I don't have to do anything violent, then you're okay. But I'll probably cuss you out.
Yeah. But so yeah, I do think though that you should still stand up for yourself. I think
most
that
definitely.
Like seeking revenge, for me in my personal life, I've realized that I don't have to ever do anything. Things always happen.
Oh yeah.
To the person, and I try to like pull myself away from the ego and not be happy when like revenge has taken its course or whatever. But it's
life. Karma is real. Like, people don't believe in it, but even if it doesn't come back the same way that it happened to you or whatever, you know what I'm saying? It still comes back on people, you know what I'm saying, in some type of way. Like, I've been through many things, you know what I'm saying? And I thought the person would never get revenge. Like, why? And it happened. But just not in the way that I wanted it to happen. And when I wanted it to happen. Because you have to be patient. Not saying when you want something to happen, but it's life. You can't do people wrong and think that life is not going to come back around. Because some people they just really think they didn't do anything wrong.
And that's, damn.
People really think that they don't do things wrong. Like,
really?
Yeah. That's why they do the things that they do.
Gosh, like, for real. I'm like thinking to myself,
you're doing the things that you do because you
think there's nothing wrong with it.
You think there's nothing wrong with it, and there's no way like you're in the wrong, because you would know that it's going to come back on you. Like, probably 10 times more than it happened to the person you did it to, you know?
But you know what, though? I'll be real. A part of me be wanting to seek revenge on somebody.
Of course.
Like, a part of me really, and I just wonder, and it tests me, because I'm like, okay, is that a problem that I really do feel that way sometimes, where I want to seek revenge? where I'm like, maybe I just want to get back. Maybe
you're human. I mean, you have to have an even balance. You can't always be sweet. You gotta have some little sour to it. You know what I mean?
Bitter coffee with no creamer.
She hasn't had any.
sweetener.
Right. I mean, you're human. If somebody was to tell you that you're wrong for thinking the way you do, I mean, how? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm human. If I don't have bad and good thoughts, you think I'm gonna just be not saying that you're not
right?
a good person. You're just you're just human.
It's natural.
Yeah, it's natural to hurt and to think things, you know, like, oh, if I could just, but you know. But then you're like, you know what, God, I'm gonna hand it over to you because you know what you're doing way more than I do.
Yes.
And then you put it in you know, God's hands, you know. So
okay. I just had to get that out. Sometimes I do. Sometimes
I do all the time, every day, probably, you know. But
I've always learned that when I sit back and I let the universe work,
it's okay to think things.
Gets it back.
Yes. I feel like it's okay, as long as you don't act on it. Because you could think, oh, I want to really kill this person right now. And then a couple days later, you be like, I'm glad I didn't do that. Because, I mean, I'm not as mad as I thought I was.
I love how you like, I'm glad I didn't kill him.
For real. I mean,
you said it like, I'm glad I didn't, like, wear that red shirt.
For real. I mean, because you know how, like, if you get into it with somebody and you say some very hurtful things, and then you like, why did I even go that far?
Yes,
like, because it really wasn't called for. Like, because I was feeling some type of way.
Yes.
And then then that relationship is completely over. Over some emotions. If you said something really hurtful, like, really, really, really hurtful with somebody. Yeah. And you know it hits them in that spot. And you know exactly where to hit them at. Ooh. Like, yeah.
Done deal.
It's done.
It's a done deal.
So be careful, you guys, with your words and how you treat people, especially when it comes to revenge.
Yes. So ultimately, you know, we both agree it's not very beneficial to seek revenge. The universe is always gonna get somebody back for you, especially if you are functioning in a higher vibration. You are functioning with the universe and with your guides and with God and nature to the point where it's like y'all are part of that same circle of life that's happening. Right. The universe will come back on you, on those people for you. You don't really need to do any of that, and I feel like ultimately it is something from our community where we do always feel the need for retribution. It's kind of like our programming. But if we really work to like higher our vibration and deprogram ourselves from that, we'll see that taking a step back and letting the universe handle things helps a whole lot. You keep yourself clean, keep your karma good. You get to watch them hoes suffer from afar.
Hey, for real. And sip your Kush.
And coffee.
Well, smoke your Kush, I should say. And your what?
Coffee with high heels.
And Verizstyle shae. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be back again with another one.
And you can follow, like, subscribe, and share, repost, and love us. And just love us.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.